When you work in the villages, you should understand the most important thing. You're going to their land. It's their land. You're buying it from them. They are from there. We are not from there. It's very easy to cheat in my business. Very easy. But we don't come from that school. We're not being taught that. We are stitched with a different yarn. I know people who do it. I just feel sorry for them. It's not going to last. It's not a good thought. Because this industry is a very emotional industry.
It's based on trust and
trust and very emotional. If you personally ask me, house should always be bought.
Okay.
It's very emotional attachment. What happens now? Again, this is a very personal experience with the way life is, with the way things are. We're Indians, It's an Asian thing. It's not an Indian thing. It's an Asian thing. In Asia, everybody buys property and leaves it on from the family to the family. I think house should always be bought because that's the least you can give back to the kids.
Hi everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the MADtherapy Sessions podcast. Our guest for today is Nophel Kazi. He has completed his Bachelors in Commerce from Mumbai. Mr. Kazi is currently the director of MAKliving, which specialises in real estate activities with own or leased properties in the country. The audio podcast is available on Spotify and Anchor. The links to that in the description down below. Drop a like if you like this video and consider subscribing if you end up loving it. And also don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the podcast. Till then, enjoy the episode. So Mr. Kazi, what is MAKliving?
Okay, hi Arib. Firstly, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here. It's the first time.
It's a first podcast.
It's the first podcast.
I think the first of the many. I think once people realize that...
I don't see it happening so much. It's only because of you.
Okay, thank you.
So basically, MAKliving is a real estate company. Mm-hmm. We are mainly in Mumbai, South Mumbai. Mm-hmm. We have 3 verticals.
Okay.
One is happening in South Mumbai, one is happening in Alibag, and we have a site in Gujarat.
Okay.
So I'll just run you through what we do and precisely how it is. In South Mumbai, it's a ground plus 20 redevelopment building.
Right.
Which is the conventional thing that happens in South Mumbai. In Alibag, we do high-end villas. As of now, we have a villa for a very, very esteemed celebrity, which we're going to be pull up maybe after monsoon's just over. And in Gujarat, we are doing a plotting project for industrial use.
Okay, wonderful.
So this is what MAKliving is as of now. 3 projects and inshallah many more to come.
Okay, wonderful. So what's your vision for it? Where do you want to take this company to in the coming few years?
So we see it as a boutique redevelopment.
Okay.
Where we are very design centric. We have a full in-house team of designers and architects. And we value it, we esteem it to each and every individual. Even if it is a 2 BHK, we try to give it that extra nuance.
Yeah.
Or if it's a 4 BHK. So basically, we just try to see if I want to purchase or if I would stay, whether it's a 1, whether it's a 2, or whether it's a studio. What would I like? So planning centric, want to take it to, inshallah, everybody wants to take it to great heights. But as of now, one project at a time, want to take baby steps. Because this is not a legacy. We are creating a legacy.
Yeah, right from scratch.
Right from scratch.
So, how did you venture into real estate?
So, it happened by default.
Okay.
I was never a bright student. And so, our family is... I don't think anybody ventured as a business in my family. Like I can talk from my dada to my dad, from that legacy. Or even if I go back in my dada's brother's time, there was no family legacy as such.
Right.
Yeah, my nana were big time into business. That is something very, very inspired me. The whole entourage when it came to the offices and staff. As a child, you fascinate seeing and you pick up from the people you see around you.
Right.
So the whole intent was that never knew what you want to do.
Right.
Tried multiple things. Real estate happened it was an easy thing. You've put in money in a property and tomorrow, say for whatever reason the business doesn't work, you can always sell the property and move out.
Got it.
That's how real estate happened. There was no brainstorming. There was no person to educate me. It just happened. It just happened. It was just gut. It was just happened.
But you had an inclination towards it? Like you said, I mean, the whole
So basically, I have a property in Murud Janjira, and Dad was buying land and selling land.
right.
As an investor, there was no agenda as such, and it was a good part-time business for him when he went to his house.
Right.
But when we went there, young blood, we think a little out of the box. Diggy Port had already come down, and a lot of corporates were getting attracted to come there. It was just that there was no corporate connect to get land to them.
So you saw a vacuum where you could streamline or act like the middle guy.
I could be the aggregator.
Right.
ब्रोकर से आगे एग्रीगेटर बन गए.
Right.
काम वही है.
Right.
वो मराठी में बोलते हैं, हम इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं.
बराबर.
But the whole thing is, we are more responsible, we are more educated, and we understand if money is being given for land, money should go for land and not in other places. So that's how we delivered a lot of land for a lot of corporates, and the journey started from there. It's a 36. It's a 16-year-old journey.
Right.
It started with land. Tried to do multiple things, again went back to land. Because one thing I've realized, it's a very simple saying. It's in Punjabi, Jenu kam tenu. Do what you know. You like podcast, you're doing podcast. I love you, I'm here for your podcast. So at the end of the day, just do what you want to do and what you know. Don't try to do things out of the box. It might work for people. I'm not saying that. But I've tried to do multiple things in the last...
Before you were into, like, completely into real estate?
No, so when I started with land, we did acquisition for quite a few people. It was a good ride for 2.5 years. And then it just hit rock bottom. There was nobody who was interested to come. All of that took this thing. Went to Dubai, set up a business in Dubai. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Came back to Bombay. Sat down, tried to figure out what to do. Started again with land. Started very local plotting projects for villagers. And then the wheel spun.
Right.
And then things started flowing in its pattern, and we are where we are today. So one thing is that we never left land. There are multiple things we did. I think I must have done 10, 12 businesses. All have collapsed. I burnt a lot of money.
Could you name 1, 2 of them so that we get an idea?
So I'll tell you what all we did, I set up a plant in Dubai. That tanked. This was a sludge oil. We used to get, basically this was sludge oil. There's waste oil, extracting waste oil from ships. We had a plant. We used to recycle that oil and then we used to sell it. That tanked. Then we set up a trading house where we were trading garments. That tanked. Then we started a few plotting projects in Alibag. Again, I did not know anything about plotting. First project was successful. Second project tanked. Then I was importing cement for a very, very affluent company. And there was the works. Everything was getting done. That company fell down. Then we put up a facility company in Dubai because we knew Dubai very well. That tanked. Then we put up a plant, a biodegradable garbage bags and plastic bags plant in Bombay, heart of the city. Plant as in we set up the whole plant, everything. Right. That tanked. And but never left.
So
sorry?
You're like a prime example. Like when people say you have to keep trying, you have to not give up. You're like a prime example of it.
You got to keep
till you reach up a profession or a career. Like right now, this is it. I mean, you're meant to do this, but then before that, every door was shut before you, and finally something.
So, before getting this property in Bombay Central, which is the most prime heartland of South Bombay,
right?
I've been trying to get a property for the last, since I'm 18 years of age, 17 years. I never stopped getting a property in Bombay. To get a property is not easy.
Right.
It's money. True. My father had not left money for me. I had to do it on my own. Step by step, whatever we did. 2 things are very important in life. You got to save. Whoever tell you whatever. What happens is, now you're seeing me after 17 years. So I've had a journey. 16 years, sorry. I've had a journey. So I'm a very, very almost close to a finished product now. I'm not finished yet. I'm not there yet, but I'm pretty finished yet.
So the prime is yet to come.
It's yet to come. So what people see, this is one thing that, this is something I tell all my partners also. I've got all young partners, younger than you also. Young boys. I love fresh legs. They have that spark. They have that fire burning in their belly, So I keep telling them two things, When money comes in, value it. I have seen money go. So I value it to the fullest. And live your life, boss. Don't think too much, but not go berserk, Like if you, for example, if you made 100 rupees, I would say try to save at least 70 rupees.
Okay.
This is my advice. I'm very old school. Very, very old school. Don't go berserk. Like you made 100, don't go to spend 150. I know those people also.
Sadly, that's the case right now with a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
All that glitters is not gold. Trust me. Just because you see me a certain way, it has taken me that time to come here. It's not an easy ride. There have been many hardships.
And that's precisely why I wanted to talk with you, because people always see the...
you see the end product.
Exactly.
Don't see the end product. Today I'm sitting with you. 2019 I was done and dusted. Done and dusted. I'm telling you.
Just before lockdown.
Just before lockdown. I was done and dusted. 2020 was my game changer. I set up an office in Delhi.
Okay.
And I started licensing from there. And till now I have that office. So I work out of Delhi. I work out of Bombay. I have a site in Gujarat. I have an office in Murud. So every week I'm in one place.
And you're not stopping. You want to expand further.
I love working and only working. There is no socializing. People might say, oh boss, what are you doing? No, I have chilled. I have done my bit in my youthful time till 2019. Aisa nahi hai, we had our days. It's been a drastic graph. We are like Saurav Ganguly's career without the women. We got married young. So we stopped there. But the graph has been very erratic. Very, very erratic.
Understood.
So the passion is there to work. You gotta work. If you want to... I had read a saying, very famous saying, long ago. I think when I was 17 or 16 or something. Truck ke piche pada tha. Kharcha karo, kamana khud ba khud aa jayega. You want to live a life? Then earn it. Or then live your life. There are two ways in it. You will see the fancy things to it. No, it comes at a cost. You're working at 18 hours a day at times. And it's mad work. See, I don't understand gadgets and I don't understand the whole tech part of business that is coming. I'm a very orthodox guy. Pure, simple. Understand land. Understand real estate. Back of my hand.
Demand and supply.
Bas. I know that back of my hand. Between you and me, COVID was a game changer. It helped me in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, in a strange way for you.
It helped me in a lot of aspects because I have three verticals. We do second homes also. We do commercial homes also. We do commercial plots also. And we do residential apartments also. Residential apartment in South Bombay just happened. 21. Right. It was just happened. And that's one part of it. But because of COVID, so many people have wanted to have a piece of land saying, हमारा भी एक second home होना चाहिए. So in that COVID period, the amount of land that we sold is insane. Nobody's built anything. Just bought land and came. It's a very psychological thing. See, what happens is, second home is not, it's an inspiration, to have something.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury, but now what has happened is, people are starting to spend. People understand the value. Like, maybe I wouldn't, because my father made a house and went for us. So I understand the issues that come to maintain that property. But people are very ambitious now. Everybody wants a second home. It's a very good feel-good factor. I can say we are friends, we're sitting together, we're having a cup of coffee and I've just bought a land in Alibag.
Right.
I'll be building a house very soon. So it's a very good aspiration. We just capitalized on the aspiration. And we sold. Two things in our whole process is we've been as correct as we can and we have repeat customers. So that is the best thing that has happened in this whole process with us.
So because I wanted to, my follow-up question was that how did the lockdown and the whole COVID situation, affected you? And like you already answered it.
See,
probably it helped you.
See, personally, as a family, see, I've got 2 kids and a wife. Yeah. So yeah, personally as a family, we're cohesively, we all were together and all, and we stay in a big building. So I had a lot of friends and all. So the first 1.5 months was full chill, we were the privileged ones. I don't want to sound something like that. Yeah, we all did our bits to give back in our ways and our norms and our pattern.
Right.
But yeah, we were blessed. Yeah, I can just put it like that. We were having great meals. We were chilling.
Right.
That was the first 1.5-2 months. The main shutdown. And I had launched my first project in Murud, Janjira plotting project. It was a 4.5 acre project.
So did that not stop you, or you did not have any negative thoughts as to, in a lockdown, when people are losing a lot of things, will people be okay to buy land and invest into properties? Or in reality, it was actually very different. People...
See, bro, I'm a very optimistic guy. I don't think so much. See, 2 things in business now I learned very soon, because I lost money at 26 and I lost a lot of money at 26. When I lost that money now, it took me 6 months to recover. If you personally ask me, I should have seen a doctor. It's very important. You should address it. When there is a problem, you should address it. So what you're saying, I learned the hard way when I was 26. Now cut to in the lockdown, I'm 34, 33, whatever. I've seen the worst. There's nothing left. I've lost money. So I had that attitude कि क्या होएगा, पैसे ही जाएगा ना,
right.
जान तो नहीं जाएगी, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, प्रोजेक्ट में नुकसान हो जाएगा, उससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं होता है. The 2 things very important in life. Pick up yourself as fast as you can. And nobody will pick you up. You have to pick yourself up. Family is always there to support you. But after a point, if you don't help yourself, nobody is going to help you.
True.
Nobody is going to help you. So, my whole intent was, when the lockdown happened, first 5-7 days, we were berserk. What's happening? Where are we going? What's happening? But eventually, it's a lockdown. If I am sitting, you're sitting, everybody is sitting. So sit down and enjoy. So I don't know if you know about this, but one of the first COVID cases that hit Bombay was the building that I stayed in. It's a big building. It's a 55-story, 2 towers.
Right.
It has only one entrance. There's one girl who came down from London, and then so nobody knew what COVID was. So our building was one of the first buildings in our vicinity to be sealed. So our building was sealed. So 2 days tak we thought, घर के बाहर भी निकलेंगे तो कोविड पकड़ लेगा. मतलब कोई head tail नहीं था. And then the problem was the supplies got stalled.
Yeah.
So that was the only COVID issue that, if you ask me, for 2-3 days that we've...
No, when you think about the business wise, when you think about it, like...
No, business, I don't think so much.
Okay.
Business, I don't think so much. Business, there are 2 things, luck, which is for me the first important thing, and hard work. Hard work we've always done. I think luck has favored me. In every aspect, luck has favored me. So business, I don't think so much.
I think it's because you have kept going at it. You have kept trying. Like you said, it's not that you have tried once or twice and then you blame luck that I've been unlucky. You have tried, like you said, 12 times, and the 13th though or the 14th though, somewhere down the line, you will strike gold.
See, it's the attitude. There are 2 things right now. And very 2 simple things, You've taken up something, you got to complete it. Whether you make money out of it or no, there's a commitment, fulfill the commitment. First things first.
Understood.
And second thing, take a hit that you can take. Now, okay, you're ambitious enough. You've taken a hit. See, when I was, if you ask me back then, like 10 years ago, exactly now, I am 10 years from now, 10 years from there. If you ask me that time, I remember I'm finished. Nothing is going to happen. Life is over for me. When I fell and I collapsed, my Dubai setup. Cut to from there, I have felt 3-4 times in between. So you lose money in the process. That's all right. My whole circle of life is very simple. You keep working hard and you will be rewarded. There are no shortcuts. Who might have tell you whatever they want. See, I also know people, you also know people, they must have done something in their life and reached.
Right.
But then, it's not that. We don't know, na. We just see one of examples.
We don't know the backstory.
We don't know the backstory.
Right.
You don't know my backstory. You know me because We know each other.
Right.
But beyond that, there is a struggle. There is a fight every day. Today we are sitting nicely, talking in English. It's looking nice, sophisticated. What goes behind? It's a very different world. It's very cruel. It's very cruel.
So I wanted to ask you, how is the real estate situation back when you started, say like a few years back, and cut to today?
See, back when we started, I was very funny, There was no WhatsApp. It was, WhatsApp has really changed the real estate market that we come from.
Got it.
So we are basically land aggregators, and we used to buy land for corporates, and then they used to set up factories and all. I was very interested in the latter part, which nobody would ever involve us in. The whole setup of a factory, how things are produced and stuff like that. We were only...
Even just not interested in the land dealings.
I was interested. The whole thing is, like, say for example, I've come here. So I've got you the land. My whole interest was, कि ये land के बाद इस पे factory आएगा, and employment होगा, things will move in that direction, and I'm a part of the larger society also. That was my whole intent. But honestly, see, we were too young and all. We were cut short after the land part, and nobody was, because every corporate entity, they're all listed companies I'm talking about. They had their own machinery. Their teams came over. They took over. They set up their whole.
Got it.
Whatever plants, or maybe say they put up jetties, and because we were close to the jetty, so we were constrained in that whole part. So to get to your conversation, now talk about 2010. I am supposed to meet Arib. Who's going to make me meet Arib? There is A, B, C.
Yeah.
So C tells me, तुम्ही गाडी काढा आणि वडकलला भेटा मला. Okay, now Vadkal, just for the audience, is a 80-85 kilometer drive from South Bombay where we put up.
Yeah.
Now we've gone completely in blind to meet Arib. Now the land that I'm buying is another 100 kilometers ahead. So now A knows Arib. C told me, you come and meet me. There have been moments that C is only not there. We've gone and sat at Vadkal. Hours. Then cut to say if I've got C, B meets me at A point, so B is there, and then for example A is there, so that chain is there at times. Now cut to we've come to meet Arib. Now Arib ने हमको बोला है उसके पास एक particular land है, ये है, etc. etc. When we go there, it's not there.
It's not there.
It's not there. Arib is taking my interview.
अच्छा.
कौन है आप, क्या लेंगे, क्या करेंगे? See what happens now, as a young guy, my father really helped me in this process. He really helped me. He was like that rock, that was always there. So he also traveled with me. He also made that travel trip with me. So for me, I was a very impulsive and very hyper guy. And when you work in the villages, you should understand the most important thing. You're going to their land. It's their land. You're buying it from them. They are from there. We are not from there.
Right.
So you have to respect them. And this all I learned with time. So my father always helped me in that process. And I used to get very dejected, See, very young. I'm talking about 19, 20 years of age, driving like 250 odd kilometers and driving 250 odd kilometers back, 500 kilometers. Right now we have the 4-lane roads and all this is just hit, which is not hit properly, but still hit the turf. So it was very, very disappointing and very disheartening also. See, there was no money. Starting में पैसे नहीं रहता है. तो जब तुम जा रहे हो ऐसे और आ रहे हो ऐसे, so you are thinking, boss, क्या हो रहा है मेरी life में? On the other hand, I have friends who studied. I have family who studied. So they are at least, picking up jobs or getting into their family businesses and etc. etc.
Right.
On the other hand, out here, we are trying to understand what to do in life.
Did that frustrate you?
It does frustrate you. It does frustrate you. What are we doing? Where are we heading? What are we getting out of it? Because these trips used to have like twice or thrice a week.
And in the middle, off days.
Yeah, there are off days. Yeah. Like my first transaction that happened was 650 acres. That's the break I got. Nobody gets that. The person who trusted me with 650 acres is everything to me. Because he told me, 21, get it done. Trust me, I didn't even know to read Marathi. Our documents are in Marathi. Our agreements are in Marathi. Everything is Marathi. I didn't even know that. He just gave it to me. So when you go back, So this is another thing I've learned, and this is all come with experience. Nobody teaches you anything. When you have nothing to lose, you only win.
So it's a process, you have to go through it. You can't bypass or skip that and say...
There's no shortcut. Anybody who comes up with things, see bro, there are these, ये stock में पैसे डाल दो, ये crypto कर लो. We also get stupid ideas. ये ज़मीन ले लो, ऐसा होगा, वैसा होगा. Everybody out here is trying to take you for a ride. He's not interested in you. He's only interested in your money. Our attitude is very different. Boss, you buy, this is your land, physical possession, these are your documents. The day you pay me my full money, I register your land the next day, you're a very happy customer. It's very easy to cheat in my business. Very easy. But we don't come from that school. We've not been taught that. We are stitched with a different yarn. I know people who do it. I just feel sorry for them. It's not going to last. It's not a good thought. Because this industry is a very emotional industry.
It's based on trust and...
Trust and very emotional.
And like you said, you are going to you're buying someone else's land. For them, for you, it might just be another property, but for them, might be an ancestral property.
Yes.
They have to
there are a lot of emotions involved. Right. And then the person who's buying with me, okay, now it's a full process. Like say I'm buying a plot today. So I have my wife, my children, we go on the plot, we see the plot. There is a future thought process to it. Not now, maybe eventually we'll build a home, even not a home, this is an asset. I've had so many people, they've come and said, हम लोग ये छोटा ज़मीन लेंगे, अगर अभी घर बनेगा, नहीं तो ये रखेंगे, जब बच्चा बड़ा होएगा तो उसके education में काम आएगा. You don't play with people's emotions. It's the worst thing to do. No, because at the end of the day, you just want blessings.
Right.
You don't want anybody to curse you in whatever format. See, work-wise, ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. There are timelines that you don't achieve because in this field, there's a lot of paperwork involved. We try our best to get it done. But there is what it is in the system of work.
And I think it's good to be transparent. Like you said, if it does not happen in that timeline, it's better to tell them upfront that...
I am a very communicative guy. I'm a very communicative guy. If you call me on an instance, you'll see I'll give you a reply. On an instance, I'll answer the phone. It's a very important thing. So my father taught me this, very small thing. I was getting a call from someone. I was not answering his call. I was ignoring the call. So my dad told me, answer this call. Don't ignore it. There are a lot of things that come into people's mind. Why is he not answering? What is the problem? Oh, I've given him money, he's not answering. Oh, because he has to do this. He's not. Answer the call, no? You are not wrong in any aspect. He's not going to kill you. If you're not going to say you've... So you have to own it. You have to own every step of the business. Right or wrong, face it.
Right.
If you are wrong and also you face it and you say it honestly, the person will understand. Touch wood, we've not come to that phase that, people have... COVID, people did understand. I had to give a lot of people handovers. So the first project that, we launched, it was COVID. I was supposed to pay the landowner also. There's a chain. We buy the land. We have to pay people off. We have to do roads. We have to get light. We have to get water. There are a lot of things you need to do.
Got it.
But everybody was very supportive because we were communicative. Boss, this is the problem. You have to give me time. So people give me time. Vice versa, the person paying me also told me that. Oh, well, this is the problem. You have to give me time. It's a genuine problem. It's not something... We all faced it.
Right.
So when I realized in COVID, when we were communicative, we spoke our heart out. We did what we had to do. So things were very easy, I feel we complicate things. It's a very easy life. Be communicative. And in every aspect of life, whether it's a relation with your children, your wife, your partners, your friends, your parents, you got to be communicative. It solves everything out. I'm not saying call up and just start shouting. That's what animals do. We're humans. Communicate, talk. That's about it.
So with WhatsApp and the whole digital thing happening right now in real estate, has it made your work easier or...
my work has become very easy now. So for one Satbara, so our document say you're in town, you get a property card of a property. A house is a registered document. You go back home, once you cross Panvel from here and...
No,
Panvel. Once you cross Panvel, there comes a Satbara of a land deal. And a lot of municipalities also have a property card. But if you go and buy agricultural land, it is a Sadbara.
Sadbara.
Now for that one Sadbara, I used to squabble to understand, how do I get it? Is it correct? Is it not? Here on WhatsApp, he's clicked a picture and sent it to me. I'm done. I send the picture straight to the lawyer.
Yeah.
So earlier, I used to get the Sadbara myself, then go and give it to the lawyer. It was a process.
Right.
This work used to take 2 days at times. It's less than 2 minutes now. So work has become very easy. Digitalization is good. What is good is it has helped us proceed much more faster.
And even looking at the properties, you can have because phones have great cameras now. The whole plotting and the...
Exactly. So I have a team. We work in multiple villages. So I have a team. So I'll just call that guy, whoever's from that village. And I have a great broker network. I work with these brokers and I'm a part of their happiness.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. The works. I'm a part of everything of theirs. I have a full broker network and I'm very, very old school. I still call them and all because...
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Like what you said right now is very important. When you as a boss or you actually show interest in your workers or your colleagues' life or you be there, they actually put in more effort. That's what I've seen in my experience. Yeah. Like you actually are part of their happiness, their sadness, and be part of.
So I had read a quote. I read the paper from a very young age, and I read the paper. Like in the morning, I need to read the paper for 45 minutes to an hour. I have all the.
You still read?
I still read the paper. Started to teach my kids also, but I still read the paper. I think I'm reading the paper 10, 12 years of age. I'm reading the paper. So I'm very well aware of what's happening. That's one of the most important things. So I read a saying long time ago, which Dhirubhai Ambani had said, I am what I am because of my people. Today I understand that. What is business? Business is people. If I understand the person, I can do business with him. If I don't understand the person, there's no business. So it's very simple. You have to understand the person. See, we deal in land. Now, sometimes what happens is in land, there are 30 people on a Sadbara. You have to understand all 30 people. That's when you get your work done. If you are going to be thinking by sitting, कि नहीं ऐसा होगा, नहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा. You are buying his land. Okay, you are giving him money. That's okay. That's why the transaction is happening. But he's also giving you land. That land, buying that land and then you're selling it forward is going to make you money. So there should be no arrogance. There should be a love, when there is practically pure, transparent in everything. Yeah, people do get difficult. People do get very stupid. They get greedy. But there are family matters. We have to intervene in that also and solve that. We are like, sometimes we feel, sometimes we are addressed also, we are like the bride's father. We have to keep everybody happy. But that's our job. That's what we're getting paid for. That's what we are getting out of it.
Do you think you being a part of their life actually distinguishes you, like your company from other? Because, it's easy to distinguish, like people, they may have worked with other bosses who may not have shown interest in their life. And, just because you are so this... probably that also helps you and your business.
For me, it's the instinct. We work on gut. This is something that nobody has taught me. This has just happened with time. And I have just realized the more I get involved and the more I communicate, the more my work gets done faster. It's an emotional bond. I connect with that person is happy with me, and we take it on from there.
Got it.
And see, at the end of the day, somebody is going to give him money for that land. If it's not me, maybe somebody else is going to buy that land or buy that property. It's just that
the human relationship.
Yeah, how you do your relations. It's all about relations. Our business is still very much on trust. There is a certain amount of money that is given before the transaction also begins.
Got it. So how do you deal with the volatile part of the business and the instability that comes with the whole real estate business?
See, if I tell you something very honestly now, real estate is the most secure business to be in.
Okay.
Most secure business to be in. I'll give it to you that. For example, say in manufacturing. You manufacture a product. That product can break.
Yes.
Now you have insurance on that. I don't know if insurance is going to cover you fully. If the product has broken, your insurance will cover your product. But you spend to manufacture, you put in electricity, etc., etc. I am not a person of that caliber to give you a proper advice. Real estate is one business now. If done correctly now, your money will never go. your money will increase. I know land that is bought for 100 rupees for people last 10 years has grown 10 times, 20 times. Some have grown even 50 times.
It's crazy.
That's insane. Like, I'll give you a small example. In 2006, when Diggy Port came in, 2006, 2007, people had bought land out there for 2 lakh rupees an acre.
Okay.
So 40 guntas make an acre, just for your simple understanding. Right now, 2022, that land is 2 lakh rupees a gunta. That is 80 lakh rupees an acre. That is the kind of, like this kind of money people don't make in a lifetime also.
True.
So this is what we started with. We are continuously doing what we are doing out there. So what I am trying to tell you is, if done correctly, again mentioning that, if done correctly, it's a very patient job. It's a very patient job. You can't be impulsive. This is not a cookie cutter model. Nothing happens because you're dealing with a different person on a daily basis.
Right.
You can't decide what is going in his mind. If he's fought with his wife, if his child is not well, if he needs something, there are multiple problems. You have to sit as if there is a block of ice on your head. Patient. It's a very patient game. Very patient. It's a very glamorous line. Oh yeah, you come up with your fancy cars and this and that. But trust me, the patient that man who's had to go through that is insane. It's insane. So say land being one part of it, building being one part of it, they have their own challenges. Land, say if I have to buy a land which has multiple people on a Satbara, or building also when we have to take consent from the tenants who are staying, or there are multiple landlords. So it comes with its own challenge. It's just people. You have to understand every person at the course of time.
But there must have been instances, where, like you said, it's agreed, it's a stable thing, but there have, may have been moments where, like, you may have been caught off guard, not now, say like a few years back, because the outside world, from the outside, they perceive it as a very...
No, so we've never lost money in land.
Okay.
We've never lost money. Personally, never lost money in land. And whoever we've given it to, touch wood, there's not a single litigation that has happened. We've given a nice number of land to a lot of corporates, a lot of individuals. So we've never faced that problem. Why we've never faced that problem is we are involved from inception with them. From giving their first paper notice to, getting their search report done, to handling the locals, to seeing that the work is done smoothly. So we stand there and get it done. There's a difference, because if I have taken a commitment, see, you don't know what is happening behind. You've seen my face. You know me. So when you know me, I have to see to that whatever it is, in that we've never lost money as such, but the profit that was expected to be, say, 10 rupees, we've taken a hit of 5 rupees.
Right.
So like the first plotting we did, I'll give you an example. There was a very bad monsoon in 2021. So we had put in roads which had just been laid, and it was so bad, the water, the rainfall, and because we were on the sea, so there was mad rainfall, and we had put a few sheds and things like that. All flew away. Okay. The roads got wiped out. And I had sold all the plots. I had done the registration also. It just so that the handovers were not taken by 70-80% of the people. So I have a local partner, and I work with a lot of local partners in every village that I go. He told me, रोड डाल के दे देंगे वापस से. तो I said, रोड डालने का खर्चा है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? This is my answer to him. His answer to me is, नहीं भाई, रोड डाल के दे देंगे क्योंकि अपना आगे भी प्रोजेक्ट करना है, मैसेज अच्छा जाएगा. बराबर. एंड उनकी गलती नहीं थी, अपनी भी गलती नहीं थी, लेकिन किसी को तो हिट लेना है. I said fair enough, like without even thinking, for 10 seconds के अंदर ये conversation हुआ. I said डाल देते. We put the road. People were so happy, and people spoke of me. The other projects that were launched, that example was given. So I think sometimes we've over-delivered also. We've taken a hit. If it has come to that, we've taken a hit, and we've seen that the client should never suffer. If somebody is paying you now in any works of life, he should get his due of every penny that he's put in. If this is your attitude now, it should be the intent. The intent should be very clean. You will make money. Money will come. Might come in slowly, but money will come 2000%. It should always be the intent. So it all works. This is not only to do my field or in every field. If somebody has paid you, deliver it.
So you have to stay patient and you have to stay cool.
You have to stay very patient. You got to stay very cool.
When you're interacting with, because you're not interacting with the land, you're interacting with another human.
Families. There are families involved. See what happens now. See, today I am 36. I'll give you a small example. Say now it's my mother's land that is being sold. Now my mother's land may directly me and my brother get involved.
Got it.
So we are two people. Now at home at times, you do talk to your spouse. So the women get involved.
Right.
Now say I am not a land or I am not a property expert. My wife's brother is a property expert. Now he gets involved. So it's not one person. 5-6 people get involved in every transaction. And you will get that one oversmart man who comes to the table and tries to tell you what to do. See, boss, I know what I do. I think I'm very good at it. That's why I am where I am today. So what triggers me at times is you don't teach me my work. But then I have realized with the course of time that I didn't teach. You get to learn something new only now. If it is good, we'll adapt.
And as you age, life humbles you.
It does humble you. It does humble you. Life teaches you also a lot of things.
Because there's no point arguing with that person.
No, never. So see, we have two issues in this process. Process number 1 is acquisition. Process number 2 is getting the permissions. It's a very patient job. There have been times that my file is stuck. There have been a lot of things, that can come in your role. That, your file is not clear. Where there's a 2-month job, it might take 6 months also. I'm not saying that. So what we do now in business, what I have realized what we do now, we make all payments performance based. For example, if I have got this paperwork, you pay me this money. If I do this job, you pay me this money. I have never take money like, say for example, if I've sold you this cup, for example, it's for $100. I will break it into my performance capacity, how I need the money. That is something every business knows how you need to be paid for.
Right.
Put the profits last. Whatever the money that goes in developments, whatever the money that goes in permissions, whatever the money that needs to be paid, take that out first. And minimalize your profits now. Then you're always successful. So we do that. Like COVID to now, we've sold close to 150 plots. Every plot size measuring of 5,000 square feet. That's just in a span of 2 years. I don't catch that 1 year. Cut to 2019, I was devastated. So God has been very kind. Very, very kind. The more, I think it's all my mother's blessings. A wife's support. These are two people who are very important. And yeah, God has been very kind. I would really like, to my father to see where I am today. But that's the sad part of it. And that's life. So we're going to move on. Most important thing in life now, never think why me or why he. I hate comparisons. I don't like comparisons. I like a thing that, for example, Usain Bolt runs fast.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. That's good. Can I be Usain Bolt? No. But that's too big a comparison. But in our family, in our lifestyle, there are comparisons with everything. That boy studied, his son does well. Why? I have kids. I don't compare them to anybody. They're the best for me. They'll always be the best for me. And everyone's child is the best for everyone.
Right.
So as growing up, we had comparisons. We had a lot of comparisons. I never studied. It's not that I couldn't study, but I never studied.
It's a mindset shift which is happening right now. I mean, we all have gone through it. But now when we have gone through it, I mean, we're trying not to do with our coming generations.
See, bro, I'll be very honest with you. Like, I used to think, if Aurangzeb has done this, how is it going to help me? Like, as a child, these were thoughts in my mind. See, I was never interested in science. हमारे घर में दूर दूर तक science का S भी नहीं था. My father was a lawyer. I realized that, the history that was taught to us or the geography that was taught to us, this was my thinking. I'm I'm not saying it's wrong. Today, if you ask me anything about history, I know it because I studied it. So that way, it's good. But I always thought, what am I going to do? Like, I want to do business. I always want to do business. What business I didn't know. The attitude was कि business करना है. क्या करना है नहीं मालूम है. करना है.
It's a funny thing. What we end up doing is never taught to us when we were like in school or college. Like a lot of.
So I have one regret, which is I should have studied law. Law. I should have completed my LLB. I did my first sem, the first 6 months or 3 months. I don't even recall that. I did get admission. I got admission in KC Law, and again on merit, without anything, because whatever said and done, उतना आता था कि admission मिल जाता था. I did the first sem. I did some 2 papers or 3 papers. I think 4 या 6 papers होते. That also I don't know. I got working, and then money started coming in. So got busy with that aspect of life. But I should have done.
And that would have helped you.
Yeah, very much. Because
you can still do it.
I can't write now. I can't write. It's a 3-year paper. I thought of it very much. I can do it. Somebody will write for me, I'll get it done. I can't write for 3 years.
Because when we do our post-graduation studies now, we have people who are 45, 50, have kids in the schools, and now they've again... Because
I intend to do it. If you ask me in COVID, I did think very hard.
You never know. Probably in the next few months or years.
I don't see myself doing it.
Okay.
No, I don't see myself doing it. But I should have done it. That is one genuine... My father really was behind me to do it. But I didn't do it. I just got busy. Work started happening. Again, in between, I thought once when I came back.
It's a very situational thing. When you left back then, you may not have regretted it. But now, when you see retrospectively, is when you realize...
See, I'm a graduate. When I was in F5 BCom, I'm from Jai Hind. There was BMS, BBA, BMM was just launched. I could have taken that, but I just didn't want to study. The brain always worked how to make money. How do I do business? What do I do? I don't know. I just wanted to do something. It's not easy. Nobody teaches you anything. My dad did send me to a lot of people's places and sit down and try to learn. What am I going to learn here? Today, if you come and sit with me, what are you going to learn? You can't learn. They kept me as my dad's son, for 1 week, 15 days, 1 month. You don't learn anything here. And business, ये कैसा था business? Again, we were trying to get into real estate.
Right.
Real estate, what is he going to teach you? He himself at times I felt didn't know anything. You have to make money, buy property. That's about it. That's what I thought. But then we learned, because see what dad did personally was he bought land and sold land. So it didn't make a difference.
Right.
But when you're doing it for someone, it's a very big responsibility. So, the only regret still is there. That lawyer LLB.
I think you'll do it.
I won't be able to write on paper. कोई लिखने वाला तो बता दो. Then I'll do it. I can say the answers. I can study it. That's not a problem. I can study it. I do read a lot, so I can study my part. Writing, I don't see myself writing.
Let's see how that thing works out. So, what would your advice be for anyone who wants to make this as their full-time business, like getting into the real estate business? What would your advice be for anyone who's starting out?
It's a slow business. If real estate would be your pedigree, it becomes very difficult because you see profits after 3 years and 4 years. Land right now was magical, that because of COVID and all that. So people are going a little berserk. I don't know how far that run would be there. But it's a very, very patient business. If you have got a lot of dough, come in it, buy it, sit on it, enjoy it. See, real estate, we do all boundaries of real estate. We're doing your plots for commercial use, where you can set up your industries. We're doing your second homes, where you could put up your villas. Then we're doing your first home buildings in South Bombay. So there are multiple schemes to be in. It's a very slow process. You have to have that. You have that hunger and drive. Ki boss, Because क्या होता है ना, बहुत बार ऐसा है कि you've taken a project, it's not, I don't say that you are to be blamed, or there are some things, that do occur. It is a very slow process. It takes its time. See, today, because we are in it, I would not take as much as time what a younger person today without guidance, he'll go haywire and berserk. हमारे पास choice ही नहीं थी. ऐसा नहीं है, हम real estate छोड़ने की, we did multiple times we tried to leave real estate and try to get into other aspects.
Right.
It didn't work out. It's not that I didn't try. I did try. Maybe if that would have worked out, then I would have said a big no to real estate. It's a very, very patient job. And real estate, it's like, yeah, your assets are being built, your properties are being built, but you need money on a daily business. Even that 5,000 rupees holds a lot of value. So my only thing is, if you have the backing, I don't see any new person right now getting adventurous. Younger boys, and see, I've also got kids and all, they're more tech and more, it's all this Silicon Valley bubble, that is driving everybody right now, because that's how you see the millions coming in. This is good, it will happen, but you have to have the patience.
Probably they're doing the same thing, but in what they say, the metaverse, like, buying properties.
Yeah. I don't understand that shit. Sorry, but it's...
So I wanted to ask you a very old age, but a burning question was, deciding between renting out and buying. So from your perspective, not from a consumer's perspective, but from your perspective as a person who deals with it on a daily basis, what's your take on that?
See, my take is very simple. If you personally ask me, house should always be bought.
Okay.
It's very emotional attachment. What happens now? Again, this is a very personal experience. With the way life is, with the way things are. We Indians, it's an Asian thing. It's not an Indian thing, it's an Asian thing. In Asia, everybody buys properties and leaves it on from the family to the family. I think house should always be bought, because that's the least you can give back to the kids. Now they buy it, they stay in it, they sell it. That is not in your hands or anybody's hands to think. So house should be bought. Office should be rented. It doesn't make sense. Like I have an office in Nariman Point right now. It is stupid, like criminal waste of money to buy that office right now when I can rent it at 3%, 4% of the cost. 5% maximum. How does it matter? 5% of that cost, 20 साल तक भी बैठा तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? That money, that office का money can be utilized in business. Can be made, I can make, like the office that I am sitting in, with that I can put up a building. It's not that. Office मत खरीदो. हाँ, घर खरीदो. Land again is aspirational. लेना है लो, नहीं लेना है मत लो. But घर खरीदो. हमेशा. It's very important. That is my way of looking at it.
Got it. Last point on this. What's your take on buying land or investing in real estate in, say, like tier 2, tier 3 towns and cities? Suppose you have that kind of money. Should they still invest in a city like Mumbai, Pune, or they should go out and...
See, tier 2 is always going to grow. See, our places have grown. There is no growth left.
Okay.
If you personally ask me. Like, we're selling at 40,000 rupees a square foot. Will it become 80? No. 40,000 is a payment plan, down payment plan, this plan. There are multiple plans when it's set on the cash flow. But as it is 40,000 rupee payment plan over the period of 3 years. I'll give you an example. In South Bombay. It's not going to grow. I don't see it growing. Tier 2, yeah, it will grow. There's development left to come. A lot of places.
Right.
So there is going to be growth. But again, subject to what development comes there. Now it's become more... See, we become smart. When we were there 15 years ago, trying to get things like that. I'll give you a small example. Like Digi Port came in, where we started off from. Oh, boss. It was like UFO coming in, Digi Port aaya, Digi Port aaya, Digi Port aaya. Digi Port aate ke baad 3-4 saal tak, it was a mad rush. Digi Port did not take off the way it should have. Right now, again, Adani has acquired Digi Port. So, again, it is going to be the future for the next 10 odd years, right. Because he is going to develop, he's trying to get a rail down. Then he's increasing his births. So multiple things are going to be there. So, invest where there is a
Foreseeable future.
foreseeable future, just don't invest. Like this land, once you hit Panvel from here or once you hit Virar from there, you see land and land and land and land. What are you going to do? Just having land. Buy land strategically that tomorrow it does appreciate.
So that's also one thing which you guys do, right? Like, act as consultants, and suppose someone comes with you with money and they want to invest in a...
So I used to do that.
Okay.
We used to acquire for corporates. I always acquired for corporates. I still only acquire for corporates. Right now we do smaller plotting, first home, second home kind of projects closer to small villages, in the sense, that is the need of the hour that sells. We don't try to, who am I to give anybody advice? I don't think I'm that capable to advise you or anybody. Yeah, I can tell you there is a development happening, potential something, etc., etc. But we don't have those one-off buyers, who will come and say, I want to buy 15 acres or 20 acres. See, I understood this at a very young age. If you have to buy 15 acres or you have to give 100 acres, mehnat same hai. So let's do 100 acres, now make some more money. It's the same effort. So our target was always to give 100 acres and above. And that's how we started.
Okay.
God was good, first acquisition was 650 acres. So God was good from there. And then we set a benchmark for ourselves. We said we will not do less than 100 acres. So we were lucky. See, again, luck is the most important.
But you tried, right? I mean, you can't just sit and expect luck to happen, right? You kept on trying.
Yeah. For acquisition point of view, you kept on trying. Your question was that, in 2-tier cities, invest where there is development happening. And I'm just saying, I can tell you to buy, for example, buy 15 acres here in this village because, this node is coming, this is happening, that is happening. I don't get into the acquisition part. Because what happens when I've realized, try to do good for somebody, then he'll say, aapne bola to liya, kuch hua nahi.
It backfires.
I don't do that. I don't sell land to family. I don't do it. Because then we are held as if, I made that mistake. You made the mistake because of me. No, boss. You're smart enough. You came to make money. If you would have made money, then you would have praised me.
Got it.
So never. We only hit corporates. It's a very more professional setup and things are done more professionally there.
Got it.
Because they know what they want. They have come to buy.
It's a very clear thing.
Yeah, it's a very clear thing.
So you mentioned you did your graduation in commerce. How was your college experience?
Oh, college was beautiful. Yeah. Outstanding. we were not from your OTTs and we were the entertainment. We used to watch movies conventionally. And FYJC, SYJC tak, that whole college craze was there. Then everybody gets into professional studies,
Yeah.
You're getting into, somebody's becoming a doctor, somebody's becoming CA. Unfortunately, I didn't do anything. So I had all the time on the planet. But everybody then moved out. But that first 2 years of college, the best years of life.
You lived life.
Yeah, you live life. We live life, I remembered, because once a friend of ours had met with an accident. So all of us decided to go and see him. So I had removed, we all decided to go by bus. From Churchgate, we'll catch a bus and just for the experience, for the kicks of it, and we'll go to Breach Candy Hospital. So I had removed the tickets. So we were some 25 or 28 people together.
Oh,
it was a lot of people to think of it now. Right now, getting 3 people to come is a challenge. So we hung out a lot. We used to hang out. Your house, my house.
Yeah.
Back in the days, there was Koila that was there, Mokka that was there, college vicinity. Yeah, we hung out a lot. Yeah, lot.
And your whole graduation, the commerce program. How was that program?
The education part.
Yeah, the education part. Did any of it, has stayed with you or it helped you in current life?
Graduation is no degree now. If you personally ask me, it's embarrassment if you have to tell somebody. I'll give you a small example. Now I'll give you this. This is a very important thing you told me. So working with 2 brothers of mine. We went to meet one of the most reputed construction company in India. The CEO of the company, the 3 of us went together to pitch for some job. Aimlessly again, just trying to do everything back then. So the CEO asked them, what have you all studied? Very interesting thing. So one of the boys told them, I'm an architect from Scotland. And I've done my architecture masters in urban planning and development. The other guy was asked a question, what are you doing? What have you studied? So he said, I am an engineer in production. degree, not diploma. He mentioned that. He asked me. So I said, I'm a graduate. So I said, dekha khali. He didn't say anything. When the work started happening and the talk started happening, I was the guy talking. So when the meeting finished, I just told him, sir, degree inke paas hai. Kaam ki baat aapne mere se ki hai. So what I'm trying to say is, graduation is, you see, education is utmost. You should study. Just because I took it so recklessly, I am emphasizing, my kids go to an Ivy school, we look at their education, we are trying to drive them at this age, like a career path and stuff like that. It is utmost. It's not just because I did not do it, and I was lucky, bro, to where I am right now.
Right.
In our family, I think I'm the least educated guy. And I think I have achieved a decent amount of stuff also. From where I've come. From the education part. Because my it's a completely professional family. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're CAs, they're engineers. Sab job kar rahe. So, graduation, I don't see graduation being any helpful to me.
Any funny incident or memorable incident from like your graduation days which you can share with us? Which has stayed with you, which you like?
No, we've done a lot of masti. Yeah.
Anyone which you can share?
No. It was bad masti. Yeah. We can't talk. Yeah.
Any safe masti? Which you can
Safe masti? Yeah, we've done a lot of masti. Yeah. Lot of masti.
So,
we'll talk off camera.
Okay,
This is not something we can talk. Because our masti is a very bad masti.
got it.
It's not good masti. Right now we're doing a good podcast.
I think we'll leave it to the next podcast. Like a completely raw one.
True.
Did you ever think about going abroad or studying for masters? Like once you finished your graduation, did you ever think about it?
So see, I've studied from St. Mary's ICSE. It was a pattern. Everybody went abroad. I do wanted to go abroad. I wanted to do my masters in finance or marketing. That was the whole. There was the whole decision to take.
Right.
And there was this place Edelweiss that used to send you abroad then. I don't know how you go now.
Education counselors.
Yeah, Edelweiss, that used to send there. I went there. I did try. I also, I think Nottingham was where I had applied for.
Okay.
क्योंकि अपने इतने अच्छे marks नहीं थे.
Then what happened?
Financially, Dad was a little taken back. So I didn't have the means to go and ask him. It just didn't fit in right at that time. It's good I didn't do it. Because if you personally ask me, I have friends who've gone out and come back. Bro, they've either joined their father's business, the boys, and the girls are chilling, man. That degree, that time I think was some 25-35 lakh rupees,
right.
If I am not wrong. 25 lakh rupees, 20-25 lakh rupees.
That's insane for that time.
Bro, it was a criminal waste of money if you ask me. It was just 1 year of party. See, I'm not the job types that I see myself doing a job out there. These guys, whoever, see, our friends came back in the business. The girls also who have their father's businesses, did their father's businesses. They didn't do. See, boys have to do that extra bit, It's
right.
the sad thing, They have to go all out in every aspect. But, yeah, bro.
So you mentioned St. Mary's, and that school is always associated with football.
We got admission because of football.
Right.
That is all we knew how to do. We were very, very frenetic football players. If you personally ask me, उसके जगह कोई और sport खेले होते तो शायद sport में future होता. Football has no scope है.
But any say if not college, at least one footballing memory which you have, which you can share.
Yeah, I
with us.
have very good footballing memory. So all these ICSE schools now, they have a tournament.
Okay.
It's called Anglo-Indian Football Tournament.
Okay.
Like, for example, from South Bombay, there is St. Mary's ICSE, there's Campion, there's Cathedral, there's Bombay Scottish. Then from Pune, there is Barnes, St. Peter's, Bishops, all these multiple schools. Barnes is Devlali, sorry. Pune is Bishops. So all these schools have these tournaments. So when I was in the 9th, I had gone for a tournament to Devlali Barnes.
Okay.
And we came in the semi-finals and all that. I don't think I got much to play because I was a junior. When I was in the 10th standard, I was the captain of the team. And this tournament was happening in St. Peter's, Masgon.
Okay.
And just the tournament, one match, some match I scored 2 goals or 1 goal. I used to play striker. So I told my dad, Dad, please come and see my match, Anyways, it's at St. Mary's, St. Peter's, and we used to stay in Mascon. So I said, please come see my match, And my dad came for that match, and he sat down, and we lost 6-0. 6-0. And my father told me, तू बोला गोल मारता है, बॉल तुम्हारे हाफ में नहीं था. But after that, the next 2 matches we scored. We did go into semi-finals. I'm not coming for any games. It's very embarrassing. Right. But a lot of people know me out there, and I can't say my son is there and he's not. See, if you're playing ball and you're getting hammered by 6 goals, even the striker goes in defense. So that was very funny. After that, my father never came and saw a single match of mine. He's like, I'm not coming.
Understood. But did you ever think about making football as a career back then when you were?
I wanted to make bodybuilding a career.
Okay.
So once I stopped. See, college में admission मिल गया.
Like an actual career.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened. It's very interesting. I took admission in Jai Hind. See, my college was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we used to hang out in the night. So in the morning, I never practiced. So if I'm not practicing, I'm going to be in the team. I'm not the principal's son or the trustee's son that they're going to give me in the team.
Right.
They said, get out. Anyways, I had no regrets for that. I was 16, that gym culture had just come into Bombay. And there was a gym that had opened up right next door. And I started working out. I fell in love with working out. I used to work out for quite some time. Back then, I used to go every day. I wanted to get into professional. First, I wanted to get into professional bodybuilding. I went to see a bodybuilding competition. Oh, I saw those people putting. Back then, they used to put sindoor on the body. Now you have all these other different treatments, for that body shine and that bronze and all that to come on the body. Back then, they used to put sindoor. Yeah, I had gone to YMCA Colaba, where this bodybuilding competition, the weight category hota tha. 65, 67, 60, 70, like that. So I had gone to see a 65 or 67 category of a friend who used to work out with me. Oh boss, when I saw him standing in that langotana, I said, this shit I can't do, man. This is not my grind. And then I thought, I'll look at bodybuilding as a professional career. And I had a chat with my father and he told me, you lost the plot. What are you talking? Ye kaun karta hai? So my father was very inclined for me to study. He knew that, just get that degree. Because see, my father was a lawyer and he practiced tax. So my dad had that intent कि कुछ नहीं ये lawyer तो भी बन गया ना तो मेरी practice संभाल लेगा. बराबर. हर बाप ऐसे ही सोचता है.
बराबर.
Now I would think कि tomorrow I'm making buildings and all. I've got 2 children. Either of them should take architecture or LLB. And
it makes sense.
It makes sense. We're from that fraternity. It balances out.
बराबर.
But yeah, I went to my father. I said, I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a gym trainer, I said. We did not know. Back then, इतना नहीं था. See, back then, हमारे लिए YouTube भी नहीं था.
बराबर.
हम लोग CDs आती थी. There was Jay Cutler and Ronnie Coleman and those CDs used to come. We used to see those workouts. Arnold Schwarzenegger's old workouts. We used to see all those workouts and try to... There were no educated trainers like how you have now.
Yeah.
Back then, there was this Kazat K11, the guy who just passed away. He was the best. He got into that educational training program. So I found out about that program also. And I went to my father. So he's like, you can't do this. You have to study. My father's only thing was you have to study.
Barabar.
Which he's not wrong. He always guided me the right way. So I did have that concept, कि I'll become a trainer. Then I said, gym खोलेंगे. अभी तुमने trainer बना किया तो gym खोलेंगे, One thing big. तुम gym खोलने का पैसा कहाँ से लाएंगे?
बराबर.
So then all these things did crop up.
But so even the gym plan was off the rails. नहीं हुआ वो भी.
It is. See,
वो एक age होती है when all such things.
You want to do everything. I want to do everything. See, I want to do business. What business I never knew. See what happens now, real estate was there because my father bought land and sold land. It never arrived कि ये business बनेगा. कि इधर से पैसे आएंगे. He bought it, he sold it. We never thought like that. I just want to do business, any business. Any business. Like I'll tell you the most absurd thing. We floated a company. One man came to my father. We floated a company. He said, जो ceiling बना है ना, ceiling के जो पिलर है ना उसके नीचे ऐसी पानी की टाकी बनानी पड़ेगी. I don't recall. We went to some office to pitch in for the tender and all that also. क्या पानी, क्या टाकी, क्या सर्कल, कुछ नहीं आता है. हेड टेल नहीं, बिजनेस करना. विजिटिंग कार्ड बना के दिया था उसने सबसे पहला मेरे को. दैट वाज द हाई एट 17 or 18 years of age. बिजनेस करेंगे, पानी की टाकी बिठाएंगे. मतलब दिस इज द डिस्क्रिप्शन ही गेव मी. इट्स नॉट अ पानी की टाकी, इट्स अ फुल. व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग द column done,
बराबर.
it's a full water tank. It's like a tank that provides it from corrosion or something like that. This is what I think of it now. Back then तो यार बस business करना है.
बराबर.
I sat at Nagdevi also at a father's friend's shop. He was into fasteners, nut and bolt in simple language.
बराबर.
I sat there also. Just sat there but couldn't understand because that trading I didn't understand. Concept यही था कि business करना है. क्या करना है वो नहीं मालूम था.
But don't you think you are in a position right now where you can now put a gym and then is it the plans like
No.
in the future to put a gym?
See, now I'm in the position to understand also better. I will not
Put a gym.
No. I will not burn money. It's not going to work. Because see, anything that you want to work, you have to give it 100%.
Right.
I don't have the time to give it 100%. And right now, after the whole COVID thing, there is the gym. I feel like, see, I started doing CrossFit also. So I love doing CrossFit. It's just that right now my travel schedules are so erratic. There's no time. So conventional gyms, if you ask me,
That they're
They're
a
not-
dying breed.
they're not a dying breed. They will never die off.
Okay.
But see, you have to own the place. Because then rent is a challenge.
Right.
And see, if I want to put up a gym, I want to put up a gym that I would want to work out at. That's a very costly affair.
Yeah.
And then, no, I don't see it happening. I don't see
I
myself
think there
putting
are few gyms out there like.
up beautiful gyms out there. So I don't see that happening.
Do you follow any particular diet right now?
Nothing. Right now, there's no diet. There's no diet right now. It's eating everything, yeah.
So we'll come to our last point where we spoke about a lot of you. Like you said, you had a history with Dubai.
Oh yeah, my daughter was born in Dubai.
Yeah.
I have
So
a great history with Dubai.
so what's like your attraction towards Dubai and
See, Dubai is the lifestyle. Sorry, Dubai has the lifestyle that attracts you. The cars, the homes. We went there with an intent, for a better lifestyle.
got it?
It didn't work out. I don't think any young businessman has succeeded in Dubai that I know of.
Okay.
Young, family business taken forward. Professionals are doing phenomenally well in Dubai. It's a very good place to be for them. But business-wise, it's a very expensive place. It's just that the property looks cheap. Or the properties are cheap in that aspect. It's a very expensive city. So yeah, I will stay there. My daughter was born there. We also went with that intent,
You still go, right?
Yeah, I do go.
So what's like one thing you like about Dubai and
Food.
one thing you don't like about Dubai?
Food.
You like about Dubai?
Love the food. You get it's like a melting pot. You get food from every country in the world. What I don't like about Dubai is after 5 days you're done with the food. That's it. 5 days you're done with the food.
You should go in bits and pieces and keep coming back.
Yeah, 5 days is more than enough. Like for a guy like me who knows everything about Dubai, I've done 3 businesses in Dubai. So 5 days.
And now it's become so it's faster to reach Dubai than to reach another state in
Yeah,
India.
like see, I work out of I have operations in Delhi also. So Delhi also takes the same time to reach Dubai.
Right.
So Dubai is Dubai. It's fun. It'll always be fun. It's that one place you always want to go.
Is there anything from Dubai which you would like to see in Bombay? Say like a food place or like a shopping place or anything?
See, stores practically, we have everything here. Earlier we didn't have. When we had kids, we used to shop for them from Dubai. Now I don't see myself shopping for anything from Dubai.
Okay.
It's expensive. India is much more cheaper for luxury brands than Dubai is.
Wow.
But yeah, there are a lot of restaurants here. But I think now we've also upped our game here. We get everything here. Like if you go to a Lebanese restaurant or if you want to eat a good burger or you want to eat good pizzas, we have it all now. So पहले वो दुबई जाने का
जो
charm था ना, Dubai still has it. Every 6 months you go, you see something new, something much more beautiful. See, because that's the government policies also that support it.
Barabar.
But yeah, bro, again, it's all that shines is not gold.
Okay, so we come to our last
Yeah.
section is the rapid fire section where I ask you 8
Ask.
questions and then you have to answer as fast as possible. So, 3 places you'll recommend people to visit and experience in Dubai.
In Dubai?
Yeah.
3 places in Dubai. Dubai Mall.
Okay.
To start with.
To shop.
Not to shop, just to see it.
Okay.
It's insane. The size.
That's one.
Just the whole. See, it's got that ice skating. The work, the aquarium in a mall, the ice skating thing in the mall. The second thing that really, really attracts me in Dubai is Ski Dubai.
Ski Dubai?
Yeah. So in Mall of Emirates, they have this place where they have put in artificial snow and created this world in itself. There are penguins also in that Ski Dubai that you can see. That's insane. That is one thing, yeah. And yeah, the third thing, that
any particular food restaurant which you
there
love?
are tons of food.
Just one which on top of your mind which comes.
I really like Din Tai Fung out there.
Which one?
Din Tai Fung or Din Tai Fung, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Okay. It's a Chinese?
It's Chinese. It's
or
Chinese.
an Asian cuisine.
Yeah. Then there is also Zuma. So these are good places. Dubai, there's a lot to eat. Yeah. Dubai, you can't say one thing. Yeah, you can experience the whole desert life. The whole
the safari.
The safari and all that. That's something different.
Okay. Who's your favorite football player?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always loved David Beckham.
Okay.
I don't know. I've always liked him. And the way he carries himself and all that.
He still carries himself.
Yeah, it's insane. I've always been a David Beckham fan.
It's like a class and elegance.
Yeah. I've always been a David Beckham fan.
If you were not in real estate, where else would you be?
Me? Nowhere. Yeah. I don't see myself doing anything.
No, apart from like probably a lawyer or something?
No.
No?
I don't see myself. I don't know. This happened to me by... God wanted me to do this. I just frame it like that. And I am where I am.
Yeah, but something which you would want to do. If
I was not passionate for anything else. At the age of 19-20, I decided मेरे को builder बनना है. हिंदी भाषा में. Building बनाऊंगा. बस. So वहाँ से अभी तक वही concept है.
Okay, so I'll take that. One holiday place you regret going to? Thailand. Overrated?
Dirty.
Okay. Your current favorite clothing brand?
Clothing brand?
Current one, not an all-time one. Something
Massimo.
you must have...
Massimo.
Yeah. Okay. Your favorite restaurant in Bombay?
Gia.
Yeah.
It's a collaba. It's outstanding.
Okay. Any dish you can recommend there?
Yeah, they have this sushi. It's called the Gia Special Roll.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tempura sushi. But the way they do it, nobody does it.
We'll have to try. Best advice you have received?
So I received this advice by a very, very famous man. And he told me, there are no free lunches. It didn't strike me then, but right now, it makes absolute sense. There are no free lunches. There's a cost for everything. And
so nothing is free?
Nothing is free.
Even if they say it's free, it's not free?
Nothing is free. It's the classiest line that person had told me. There are no free lunches.
Okay. Last one. Best place to buy property right now?
The best place to buy property right now is just buy property. The whole, just elaborating this point is, you keep thinking why, where, how. I don't have a budget. My budget is so much. Just buy it. Because of the very thin line. See, any property in Bombay you buy is not less, Bombay I'm talking about, is not less than a crore. बहुत से बार अपन ये चीज सोचते रह जाते हैं कि 1 crore, should I put it in this? It's such a small thing. Just put it. It's a start. Buy it.
Right.
It's basically, you keep thinking. And I know people in that thought process have not bought anything only. So there's no best place. Just buy it. Just start. It's the motion. You got to buy it. Once you buy it, you understand. See, anything you do first time in your life, then you understand the process.
Right.
So once you've bought a property or anything in that matter, buy it. Like, I give you example, I want to buy a pair of shades. Crazy about shades. Ray-Bans were back then were the only shades that we knew of. The Ray-Bans Aviators were 7,500 rupees. It was a lot of money. Again, I thought, should I buy Ray-Ban or should I buy that time Armani had launched, So should I buy the Armani Aviators? Okay, they are 10,000. These are 7.5. I did not buy Ray-Ban, I did not buy Armani also. So that is the thing, you start. And you then learn how
upgrading or something.
Keep upgrading ना. Because पैसा कम नहीं होने वाला है, बढ़ने ही वाला है उसका. अगर नहीं भी बढ़ा तो गिरने नहीं वाला है.
बराबर.
There is a correction that is coming. See, Bombay now, I'm again pre-category talking South Bombay. There is demand supply. I see there is crazy demand. There's no supply because we are a small strip.
Right.
You go down suburbs, where the Borivilis and the Kandivilis and the Vashis and no, in Vashi now is again not there. Little much more further where the big projects are coming in.
Right.
There's a lot of supply. Here now, there will always going to be that demand. So if you better yourself, you are going to get requirements and the buyers are going to be coming in. Families are growing. The one thing about Indians, you never stop buying and producing.
Thank you, Mr. Kazi, for this podcast, for taking out time and coming on this. It was a very insightful talk and got to learn a lot of new stuff and new things and probably a new perspective about a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
And we'll again hopefully have you soon, and then probably we can have
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so
real
much.
talk what you said last time.
All right. Thank you.
खाली 2 photos देना है for the thumbnail. I'll call her.
हो गया